And now the news for the East Midlands. I'm Amy Harris. Good afternoon. A petition signed by 21,000 people has been handed to the Nottinghamshire Police and Crime Commissioner this lunchtime against staff cuts. Paddy Tipping says 72 police community support officers must lose their jobs to save money. It's proved highly controversial because Mr Tipping pledged to increase officer numbers before he was elected. Well, our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is outside Paddy Tipping's office in Arnold. Jeremy, what's been happening?
Well, Amy, the PCSO's trade union came down here this lunchtime demanding a U-turn from Paddy Tipping. And they say it's not just about protecting those jobs, it's about protecting the public as well. And as you can see from these pictures, they arrived here with a huge petition. It's been signed by more than 20,000 people. And it's calling on Paddy Tipping to use his power to hold a referendum on whether to increase the council tax charge so that those PCSO's jobs can be protected. And the union's convinced that people will be prepared to pay more.
When these proposals were announced, we looked at the Police and Crime Commissioner's own consultation document for his police and crime plan this year, which highlighted that 82% of people were against cuts to local policing and 67% were willing to pay more for local policing. So we kind of built on the work the Commissioner's already done, and so we've been around the county for the last 6-7 weeks speaking with local residents, local communities and getting their opinions on it. We have 21,000 signatures on a petition of people saying that they would pay more council tax to protect their frontline policing.
Well, that meeting finished in the last half hour or so, and we can speak to Nottinghamshire's Police Commissioner now. Paddy Tipping, a referendum to pay more for our PCSOs. Why not give people that choice?
Because I can't give it now. I can't hold a referendum the 5th of May next year. But we've received the petition, 21,000 names on it. I'm going to treat the petitioners, the organisers, with respect. I'm going to think about it. But I've
Good idea, that referendum? Do you think it's a good idea?
I think people need to have a say on paying more for public services. We've put the council up tax by 2% each year, but there are 850,000 voters in Nottinghamshire, not just 20,000, so there's a big job of persuasion to do.
Unison say these cuts will be hugely damaging to local policing and that you're going back on a promise that you made when you were elected.
Well, I've kept my promise. We've got record numbers of PCSOs, an extra 50. Police numbers have increased during the period I've been in office. But ultimately, we face a tough financial times. £42 million worth of cuts, 20% of cuts, and more to come. The Chancellor's consulting on 25 and 40% cuts over the next 3 years.
Paddy Tipping, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us, and there'll be more on this evening at 6:30 on East Midlands Today.